Hi guys. Hey, welcome back to Wait It's a Podcast with your host me, Kayla. How are you guys? I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. We're really cozy and snug today since it's like 20 degrees, it feels like it. Here's the thing about the weather app. All right, and I want to shout out my boyfriend Jason for this because he said this. Why? So actually, I'm just going to plagiarize him in this moment. He was like, hey, the weather app, it'll tell you, right, it's 43 degrees outside. And then you scroll down to the bottom and the weather app will then tell you what it feels like. But I get for like science reasons, you have to say what the actual temperature is. But he's so correct in asking, why don't we just put what the weather feels like? Because that's truly all that matters to me as I'm walking around New York City is what does it feel like? And it feels like it's 15 degrees. I understand it's 60, but it's 60 with winds 35 miles per hour. So it feels like I'm in the tundra. It feels freezing. I'm in Antarctica. That's what it feels like. And I think we should just be transparent about that. Because that's really all I care about, you know? So that's really just kind of where I'm at today. So that's why I'm all snuggled up because I entered my home and I've been here for an hour and a half now and I'm still freezing. The heat is on, maybe. Oh, okay, so it's not. So perhaps that's the culprit. Perhaps that's the issue. The heat is not on. Okay, well, we answered that. Anyway, anywho, I've been frozen, so that's why I'm dressed all snugly today. But otherwise, it's been a busy week. I've in this season where I want to say yes to everything. So anytime anyone asks me to go and do something or hang out or whatever, I'm like, yes, yes, I'll do it because yes. Because it's getting dark now at noon and that makes me depressed because why is that happening? Why do we still do this? And until we stop doing this, I always and forever between the months of November through like March, I've accepted the fact I'm just gonna be depressed. Like that's just like how that is. I'm gonna be down. But this year, or at least I accepted that in the past, I was like, okay, depressed for 6 months of my life every year. I'm just gonna be depressed. Okay. All right. That's just how that is. And then today, I was like, or not today, this week, I was like, you know what? I don't accept that. I want to enjoy my life. So I'm in the season where I'm going to say yes to everything, especially and even more importantly during these 6 months of pure darkness at 10 a.m. and on for the rest of the day. I'm going to say yes to things to kind of keep my energy up and like continuing meeting people and having experiences so I don't get like really down. And I started that this week. And then so I was just around people all week. But I talked about this in another episode. I was born an introvert and I have grown out of it a bit. Not saying you have to grow out of it, but I have grown out of it a bit since I've gotten older. But I've forgotten my roots. Quite frankly, I've forgotten my roots. So I've been hanging out with people all week, and work has also been over, which can be draining for me, even though I love being with people. It's draining after a while. Work has been just so much lately because it's just that time of year, and I'm getting ready to travel, so trying to get stuff done in preparation for that. And then our building is undergoing construction, so it's loud as hell. And then, like, at home, my roommates had folks visiting, so it was just a lot of people and a lot of noise, right? And I've forgotten that I forgot my roots. I forgot that I'm an introvert. So after some time, I needed to take a second and be by myself. And I didn't do that, right? So on my day off today, I didn't do anything, but I was still around people, right? Like I was around my boyfriend and then I was like planning to see my friend. And I needed to like take a second and just be by myself, truly and sincerely by myself. And I have to get better at recognizing that, which is so hard. It's hard to know when your social battery is actively draining. I know when it's drained. I know when I'm at that point and I'm like irritable and pissed at everything. Someone could breathe wrong and I'm just like, die right now. Like it's, and it comes upon me quite like quickly. It could be like someone I love dearly. And it's just like violently it comes over me. And I have to get better at recognizing it because I get so snippy and people don't deserve it. And to all my loved ones, I love you. To I went, I was so pissed, and it was like, just relax. I went into Dunkin' Donuts, and like, um, there was like a line, and I was like, oh, this fucking line. Why are so many people at Dunkin' Donuts? And it's like, well, it's Dunkin' Donuts, Kayla. People like donuts. Like, just relax, go home and take a nap. And which is what I did. I came home and I took 30 minutes and didn't speak a word aloud and turned on nothing, like had no noise. And guess what? I'm back. And guess what? I'm back and I'm better. And now I'm like, oh, I could totally go to a party tonight. It's like a complete 180. I'm like, oh, I can like go out on the town for at least 6 hours. Like, I don't need that much time to recharge, but I do need that time. It's imperative, or else I will break down. And it'll happen quickly. It'll be swift. In a blink of an eye, I'm on the ground and I'm spent and I'm done and I've severed every relationship I've ever had in my life because I'm angry at everybody. It's fascinating. It's and it's a problem, but it's not for us to dissect today. Anywho, we persist and we move forward. Otherwise, though, I guess that's my pulse check. Life is good, other than just being a little emotional, this like and all over the place because I'm just tired. I was just tired. Otherwise, though, I'm in a good place. I was reflecting recently because I've been in the city almost 2 years now, or almost 3 years. My math's off. 2024, Feb 2024 is when I came. Oh, hold on. It feels like loud. Do you hear that? Oh my god. It feels like everyone and their mother is coming. Okay, in my building. Okay. Anyway, we'll call that a commercial break. No, it's actually not a commercial break because it goes into my next. Sorry for that like 1 minute lull of no speaking, but my apartment's the loudest place on planet Earth. Okay, and anytime I hear noise and it's loud, someone walking through the door, it's loud every single time. I'm like, oh, that's someone coming into my apartment. Like, it feels like they're in this living room with me, and I'm like, okay, you guys can hear that, and then I listen to it back, and I'm right, You can hear it every single time. So I've been thinking about how I need to invest. My elephant in the rooms are always so funny. I think my elephant in the room today is my foam mousse, hair mousse. We're doing it early. Uh, but I've been thinking about how I do need to invest in a microphone, perhaps, because I can then mute the audio so you're only hearing my voice and not the violent swinging of the door right outside of my front door that people use to enter into the hallway, and it's loud every single time, and you can hear it in this video and it makes me go nuts. So anyway, we're potentially going to invest in like actual equipment soon. Get excited. She might actually take this for serious. It's getting for serious. Anyway, other than that, I was reflecting on the fact that I've been here almost 3 years, almost 2 years, maybe almost 10 years, who knows? Someone else can do the math. And how I like really, my first year here, I like struggled. Like, I wasn't having a good time at all, if I could be honest. Because number one, post grad is an adjustment period in and of itself that I don't think people talk about often enough. How how like nothing else that period is, because you have this like snapshot of, or maybe people do discuss it but not as widespread. I think it's just like myself and all my friends just saying, oh yeah, I'm just like down, oh yeah, I'm just depressed, and we were just all kind of saying that, and it's like, okay, but we're all kind of saying that about the same period of time, that we were all down and depressed. Like, perhaps it's not just an enigma, it's pointing to a larger thing. But I I was thinking about how that, because you go from this environment where you're right next to all your friends, your education is so tangible because you're actively walking from your home to class every day, right? Culture is so tangible because you're living amongst your best friends, also potential love interests, also people you hate. Like, everything is so central to you and where you are physically in that moment for 4 years of your life, and then it just changes immediately. So much self-discovery also happens in those 4 years, right? Because you're on your own, so there's a sense of independence. and in a snapshot it's just gone, right? And it felt even quicker, especially for like younger gen, like people my age, because of COVID. And suddenly it's like, okay, now we like travel, and I have some of the most amazing friends in the world, so everyone's everywhere accomplishing everything because they're all fantastic and amazing. But that also means everyone is just that, everywhere doing everything, accomplishing amazing things, but we're all dispersed any and everywhere. And so when I decided to move to New York after 6 months at home, it wasn't a hard decision. I always wanted to move to New York, and the opportunity presented itself quite like it had to be God. It was kind of quite beautiful and perfect, though how seamless it was. Like, okay, this is an opportunity to sublet from a friend from school. Let's go and see how I like it. I ended up staying that entire first year and a half. I was the most confused, depressed, sad, uh listless I had ever been in my life. Like it, and I think for myself, it was especially difficult because I think I've said this before. I love being busy. I love having things to do all the time. And I jokingly always say to like not have to think and be in the presence of my own thoughts and emotions. It kind of prevents that. But I say that as a joke. Really, I enjoy being busy because I this idea of a full life, I've just always kind of been enamored by the idea of that, like fullness in life and what that looks like, and constantly doing things and trying new things and living my life to the fullest. I was just kind of obsessed with that idea. And so I enjoyed doing any and everything. And so it was the first time in my life too, that year and a half, that wasn't happening. I didn't have steady work. I wasn't performing professionally in any way, which is why I had moved to the city. I didn't feel like I was building those relationships that would like guide me to that next stage of my life. It was just so much that felt out of order. And it was taking me so long to meet people too and develop relationships in the way that I had hoped, um, or had romanticized before moving. And so I was just having this moment of gratitude the other day because I'm I think we're gonna land at 3 years. I think I've been here almost 3 years, but that feels wrong. It's 20. I moved here 2024, 2024, 2025. Yeah, I'm going to complete 2 years here. That's what. And it's not until the last 6 months being here where it's almost like everything blew up in my face in a great way, where I realized how much of a community I had built here, how much I had cemented myself here. I always had this recurring thought in the year and a half before, where I was constantly like, if I got up and left tomorrow, nothing I wouldn't have to rearrange anything about my life here. That's how like not cemented or grounded I felt here, right? Where it didn't feel like I had like a job I had to tell, it didn't feel like I had a community that had to let know that I was going to be gone or that I was leaving. It didn't feel like I had performance or artistic pursuits that I was engaging in that I would have to like adjust. It didn't feel like anything was grounded at all. It almost felt like imaginary. Nothing was tangible about my life here. And it's crazy because my friend Nina, shout out Nina, told me this, who had lived here for a couple of years. She was like, it takes everyone minimum a year to adjust to New York City. It takes anyone time to adjust to their new life post college, but especially if that location is going to be a city like New York, which is just kind of something of its own beast. It takes you minimum a year, if not longer. And so often I would like confide in friends, and I would say, yeah, I'm having such a hard time. Like friends who had lived in New York, and they're like, you've only been here 6 months. Yeah, you're gonna be depressed. You've only been here 6 months. You've only been here a year. And I'd be like, yeah, but that's kind of a long time, right? And they're like, no, not at all. To feel like you're grounded someplace. And I understand that a bit more now. It's probably gonna be even longer until I understand it completely. But even now I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's weird. It's like felt, yeah, like I was hovering always, not quite grounded anywhere, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't feel like that anymore, and it feels full, right? And the hope is that it feels even fuller over time. But yeah, it's fascinating. Anyway, so I've been having this moment of gratitude for and pride for, and I'm proud of myself for pushing through a really confusing time as something I hadn't experienced before in my life, and that I struggle to find optimism in, which is something that's hard for me because I can be optimistic about just about anything. So I'm proud of myself, and then also just having gratitude to God, to the city, to life, you know, to be here. So yeah, I'm gonna get sappy, but yeah, love New York. And it's starting to feel like home. Just a little. Just a little. Oh, exciting news. Oh my gosh. Well, I've been posting this all over my Instagram and and on my TikTok and reposting every TikTok I've ever seen. But Olivia Dean, my love, she's going on tour for her album, The Art of Loving, and I will get tickets. That's a threat. I will get tickets. I love her. Oh my gosh, they go on sale, they go on pre-sale on Tuesday. Okay. And quite frankly, don't have the funds. Don't have the funds to get those tickets, but I am going to get those tickets. It's going to work out. It's going to work out because I'm meant to have them. Period. I love Olivia Dean. I found her a couple years ago. And I don't know how. I kind of stumbled upon a song and I was just like, oh, this is so good. It was Olivia. And I kind of casually kept up with her, but I think I followed her on Spotify. So then when this album dropped, I was notified the day of, and I was like, ooh, yeah. Well, Man I Need, I think by that point was everywhere too, but like, I was like, oh, and I listened to it top to bottom, and I was like, this is it. This is it. Yeah. Yeah, she's it. I love her. I love her music. I feel like I'm being wrapped up in a early 2000s neo soul hug every time I like hear her music. It's so good. She's one of a kind, and I will be on that tour. Did I say that? I will be. I will be on that tour. I'm going to be on the stage actually. I'm going to be on the stage singing with her. Get ready. And that's not a joke. And that's not a joke. I'm going to be on stage with her. Yeah, this is my official announcement. I'm going to be on stage. Olivia. Olivia, the art of loving Kayla. The art of loving Kayla on tour with Olivia Dean. She's in small font, I'm in the large font. But she's singing. I'm just mouthing the words along with her on stage. But she's singing background. I'm at the forefront. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that wasn't funny enough to keep that bit going for as long as it went. So we're going to transition. Okay. Running update. Running's good. I'm so silly today. Running's good. I didn't go running today because I was like overstimulated and didn't do anything. And that's part of my irritability. And then the fact that the sun sets at 9 a.m. If the sun's going to set at 8 a.m., it kind of makes it difficult to do anything because now I have to wake up at 4:45 a.m. and like start my day. But also because daylight savings is ridiculous, it's still dark at 4:45. So I wake up at 4:45 a.m. to start my day. Right? But then I'm like, oh, I want to sleep in because it's 4:45 a.m. on a Sunday. Why would I get up? Right? So I wait to get up and then boom, I wake up, I'm getting ready to go. It's 8 a.m., it's 9 a.m., dark because daylight savings. And so you feel like you can never really do anything. It gets dark so early. Today, the sun set at 4:36 p.m. And I wanted to hit a brick wall. I wanted to feel that pain. I wanted to feel something in my body because I didn't understand why the sun was going down. That gives you no time to make any decisions about your day because the sun's set. So I think I'm going to see a movie tonight because that feels like the only thing I can do is see a movie. Like there's like nothing, it just feels, it's so worse. So I didn't run today is my point. So I'm off my running grind. So now tomorrow I'm going to force myself to get up at 6 a.m. and go for a run. I'm going to force myself to do it. That's happening. But it sucks because I don't want to get up at 6 a.m., but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I didn't get to run on a Sunday. And the weather wasn't terrible. It was 46 degrees and felt like 28 with 40 miles per hour winds. It wasn't that bad. Anyway, I'm not making sense. Running journey is going okay, though. I think I am making progress. I am at the point where I'm going to start doing 5Ks every single time I run. So 3 miles and then see what progress I make from that, and then kind of add more miles as I go on. I was telling my mom how I'm getting into running, and she goes, "Okay, are you like using anything?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Do you have a guide of like any sort, or is this just like vibes?" And it felt like a read. That felt like a read from Pam, but I don't think she meant it like that. I think it was genuine concern. Like, "Hey, Kayla, are you just gonna like raw dog this training thing? Like, are you like you're telling me a lot of stuff you're gonna do, and that's great." Honey, that's great. But like, do you have an understanding of like what it means to run and how to take care of yourself? Or should I go ahead and get a life insurance policy on you? Like, should I go ahead? Because you're not making sense. Which I appreciate my mom and her transparency and her honesty when it comes to that. She was like, probably figure out how you're gonna train, make sure you have the right shoes, make sure you understand really what running is and what it takes to train to do a marathon or whatever the hell you're trying to do. And that's what she said it in much nicer, much kinder terms, much better language than I, but that's what she meant. And I love her. And that's why I love her. She's an honest lady. Anyway, it's been 21 minutes. It's been 21 minutes and my social battery is a little better because I've had 30 minutes of silence, but we're still edging. We're still edging. She's exhausted. So I'm gonna let you go. But I hope you have a great rest of your. I'm filming this on a Sunday. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope your Sunday was great. You're not going to see this until Tuesday though, so hope that Tuesday is great for you too. Maybe not Monday. We'll circle back. But yeah, I hope I'm like so loosey goosey today. I'm not making sense. But thanks for watching. We already went over the elephant of the room, but yeah, you guys are the best. All my fans. No, you guys are fun. This podcast is fun. I like doing it. Thanks for watching and or listening. This is a great time. And on to the next. I think it's going to be grand. I'll be back at it soon enough. See you guys next time. Bye. Ooh, I hit that note.